Hi, Manjula.
Mm.
Actually, I have been amazed by the way things are being done in AI, using
Okay.
AI in
Okay.
various industries. So I just wanted to know if I could fit in somewhere in the field because I was really interested to know how this is done and what are the. I want to know what are the technical qualifications or skill sets that's required to get
Okay.
into this stream.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So good. Hemlata.
Hi, Manjula.
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. I actually worked for 7 years in business intelligence. That's
Mm-hmm.
more of data visualization. I have 7 years experience. Then I took a break of about 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now actually I'm working again as a contractor in a data visualization again.
Mm-hmm.
Tool. So basically, I'm interested to learn data science. I have done some homework by doing some self learning, uh,
Mm-hmm.
online portals and all. But I didn't get the exact. I feel that some algorithms are like a black box thing, so I need some hands-on experience to explore further and feel confident about it. So I thought of taking up this session, how it could help.
Perfect. Awesome. So thanks for just joining. Okay. How about Rajave? Tell us about you.
Yes, I think for me it has to be second. I mean, his second innings coming.
Okay.
I mean, having said that, I am kind of, I mean, like in a informal way, I'm colleague to Mr. Matthews here. We
Mm-hmm.
work in a different company though.
Mm-hmm.
I have always wanted to be part of his speeches whenever he does on machine learning and AI. And when I got this opportunity, I didn't want to miss this one. That's how I have invited myself and requested as an audience for this speech. And about myself, I've been in software for the past about 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
And like probably most of us, I also have worked in US and came back around 2005 period. After that, I've been working in India.
Mm-hmm.
And I am totally new to machine learning and AI. So I want to learn right from the basics. And if, I mean, who better than Mr. Matthew here to guide me on all that? So I thought I would join this session.
Awesome. Welcome to the diverse crowd. Thank you so much for joining us. So
Yeah.
nice of you. Good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Right.
welcome, Rajavel.
Yeah.
It's Matthew here.
Good. Thank you. Who wants to go next? Rohini or Siley, whoever else. Just go on. So maybe a couple of other.
Hi Manjula, this
Hi.
is Rohini here.
Hi, Rohini. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Manjula. Actually, I have overall IT experience of 5.5 years, and I was into software QA,
Mm-hmm.
manual testing.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I'm in a break for last 3.5 years.
Okay.
And I have recently completed one course, classroom training course in data science, and I did some couple of projects in data science as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I'm in a situation like, okay, I did the course and I did few projects, and what next and how to start with, how can I get back to the workforce.
Mm.
I'm trying to understand whether whatever I learned, will that be sufficient enough or I should go further, because data science in itself it is a very big
A
vast
very big
domain.
question. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know where to start applying for jobs, and I'm just even in a dilemma whether what I have learned is sufficient enough, or I just have to move on to start learning further. I mean, advanced topics as well. So
Awesome.
I'm trying to look into that area.
Perfect. Okay. Fine. Thanks. I think you have just reached the right place. At least Matthew should be able to guide us with the direction how to just go about. Thanks for joining us with us, Rohini.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to get into the session because we are just 11 already and we have a short of time. So other people during the Q&A, I'll just request you guys to give us a little intro. It's a time and for me to just introduce Matthew now. So Matthew, it's a pleasure to have you with us, and more than that, I would like to see you. We both were in IBM together, and I'm looking at you the way you're just scaling up and taking the things is really amazing. And Matthew is a part of Apart Technologies. He's a vice president over there, but he's just heading the data science lab for CIMB Bank. So that is how he is just right from IBM, and he's just honing his skills and then bringing the expertise in AI and machine learning. Thanks, Matthew, for just taking a time to be with us. It's all yours, and we are waiting for you to just give us an insight about how we can reboot our career into a new trending technology, which will just giving the stepping stone for us to take the steps ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Manjula. So I hope all of you can hear. The volume is enough. Is it audible to all of you?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So thanks, Manjula, for the introduction, and thanks to all the participants, mostly ladies, and Raj were also there. So welcome all of you to the session. So we are now about 13 participants, including me. So it's a small crowd, so feel free to intervene. And when I go through the topic, if you think something is going off track or something which you want more details, you can talk about that. So I will try to be talking now, since it's a diverse crowd, I will try to talk generic terms from a high level, so that it will be easy to understand. So about me, I was with IBM for about 12 years. Before IBM, I worked with TCS and Siemens, and last 1 year I'm with Apart Technologies. So we have this data science lab for the CIMB Bank. So CIMB Bank is one of the largest in the ASEAN region, and this is a dedicated data science lab. So we develop data science, machine learning, and deep learning solutions for the bank across 7 countries. Okay, so we will get into that topic. Okay, so since this is primarily for the ladies, I thought I will start with some success stories from her second innings. So so the first thing, especially when you start the second innings, after having, especially for women, Rajwell, excuse me. So for the women, when you start after taking a career break, the first thing you need to have is have a self-confidence. Many times people take a break for 4 or 5 years, maybe for the family, to take care of the children, and then when you come back, then many people I have seen they're pretty low on their confidence level, and they think they are out from the track, that the mainstream, and they sometimes will be clueless where to start or where to, because most of their peers will be, or friends are ahead of them in their career, and people will get lost. So that's one aspect which we need to address. So we need to be confident, and sky is the limit. So we should always know that there is nothing we cannot achieve. So it's just a matter of our confidence, and then focus and start working. So Kaneru Hambi, I hope all of you have read that news. So she won the World Chess Championship. Can you see the screen completely, or I need to?
No, it is very complete. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay. So she won the World Championship after having a child. So instead of posting her photo with the trophy, I thought I will post that photo with her child, because that's more important. Right, like that. So she has. So there was an interview, I was watching that 2 days back. So the way she's speaking, so confidently and so focused. She want to win the world in chess, and she want to be the champion there, and so nobody can stop there. So when you're venturing into data science or in any field of technology, that is the first thing which we should have that. So build that confidence level. And I've seen many women trying to be like men. They try to imitate men. So please don't do that, because as I understand, or my strong belief is that women are better than men in many areas. Okay, so especially in multitasking. So the second success story is Mary Kom. All of you know that she was the world champion for amateur boxing, and after having so all these titles I listed here, these are all the titles, world titles she won after the marriage, after having children. All her titles before marriage, I have not put it here. Okay, so these are the titles which she won in her second innings. So she's a strong woman. So any of you can, we all can be it's a good role model. When you are focused, when you are trying to win, and there is sky is the limit. So you can just go about it. It's all about your confidence and focus and dedication, hard work. You can achieve it. There is nothing, nobody can stop you. Okay, again, this is one of the area which I found a study from the internet. Women are rated better than men in most of the key leadership areas. I don't know if you are aware of this, so this is something we should always remember. Women are better than men, so don't try to imitate men. You just try to be women. You just try to be a woman, and you have the capability. So taking initiative, resilience, practical self-development, drives for research. So these are all leadership skills. You work in a corporate world. These are the whatever I listed. So out of the 19 capabilities which the study has done, 17 of them women are leading, and only 2 of them men were leading. So bold leadership builds relationships. So in a corporate world, you need to build relationship across the spectrum with all the stakeholders, with the clients, with your vendors, with your different departments. All these areas, women are better than men, and that's a study. And then how you develop others, how you inspire and motivate others, establish stretch goals, collaboration and teamwork. In all these areas, women are better. Okay, so keep this in your mind. You are better than men, and you have the capability to do. It's just a matter of realizing your potential. It's a matter of just focusing it, understanding your potential, understanding your capability, and go for it and win the game. Right. So I hope this is just a starter. I wanted to set the feel clear, so set the expectations. So I want you guys to be very clear about your potential and capability. You have all the potential to beat the world. You have the potential to reach out to the new area and start your innings, second innings, and make it a success. Okay, now come back to the artificial intelligence and the technology. So this is a buzz, as some of you are telling. This is the we hear about a lot about artificial intelligence in the world, in the media. Everyone is talking about that, and many times people don't know what it is, but everyone is talking about that. Okay, so I just want to spend a few minutes on what's on this artificial intelligence. So if you look at the history of humanity, the humanity we developed and we have grown as a human race. It's through our accumulation of the knowledge. From generation after generation, we have invention. There were a lot of inventions in the different areas, and then we accumulated. We learned from our past generations, and then we are reaching here. So if you look at the 14th, 15th centuries, the agricultural revolution was there. The people were doing the work. It was manual effort, right? So the people were doing the farming, and they were doing with their physical effort or with the help of animal power. So that is how the agricultural revolution happened. So they were doing all that, and then the first industrial revolution happened. That was the based on the invention of artificial power. Okay, so the people were doing the work manually, and then the invention of steam power, fossil fuels, electricity, machineries, all those machineries were invented, which partially replaced or which helped the humans to execute the work. So for example, if you have to draw water from a well, the earlier times people have to draw well from the water from with hand or with the rope. You do it, take out the water manually. Now you have the electric pump, which will be powered by the electricity and draws water. So in the earlier generation, if you have to walk from one place to another place, say from Koramangala to Indiranagar, you have to walk. Now you have a car and a machine which is invented, which is running on a power, on the fuel or petrol or electricity. So it will take you from one place to another. So that is the, so if you look at any what are the development we are seeing, it's a result of the industrial revolution. All the machineries, all the manufacturing, all the things which are producing, all the huge machines which you see in a shop floor, everything is a result of the first industrial revolution, right? So all the factories you have, so all the products which we use, the household, the cement, the steel, everything is produced by the machines, which is the artificial power. Okay, so I'm trying to relate that the human evolution and trying to put the artificial intelligence in the right perspective. So don't misunderstand where I'm trying to speak something which is totally off track, but I'm trying to set the context here so that we can understand the potential of the artificial intelligence and the future where it is going to. Okay, so any questions here?
No, we can go ahead, Matthew.
Okay. So the as I mentioned, the industrial revolution, it was due to it was the result of artificial power. The electrical farm, the manufacturing machines, the different machinery, all those. So all the progress what we are seeing is a result of artificial power, right? So you multiply that, you have a set of series of machinery. So if you go to a car manufacturing plant in a shop floor, you have a series of machinery. So all the assembly lines, so there is a different machines, one after the other. So you combine so many machines, so you combine so much of artificial power, you get the result. So whatever products we are seeing is the result of artificial power. Now comes the artificial intelligence. So it is just a continuation of what happened in the first industrial revolution, right? So you take an electric pump which will pump water from a well to your overhead tank. So it is lifting water, hydraulic pump, it is lifting water from a well. It is lifting say 200 feet or 500 feet from a borewell, and it is pumping the water to your overhead tank. So here it's a manual, it's a artificial power. Now you add some artificial intelligence onto that, and you get the smart pump, right? So same way you have an electric car which is running, or a petrol car which is running on petrol or electricity, and you add artificial intelligence to that car, and you get a smart car or a driverless car, right? That's what Tesla is doing, right? The same way, everything that is electrified or automated in the first industrial revolution will be cognified using artificial intelligence. So that's the future, right? So this will result in the second industrial revolution. So you are in the beginning of this era, and it's a great opportunity for you to create history using artificial intelligence. So all of you are in the, so artificial intelligence, now we are all talking about it, but it's just starting, right? So we are not reached anywhere. So if you take any of the inventions which is going to dramatically change the humanity, it is not invented yet. So maybe down the line, after 10 years, when you talk about the growth of artificial intelligence, after 10 years, we are nowhere now. So all of you we are in the beginning of that history of second industrial revolution, and it's the right time to start. It's the right time to jump into this field. Okay. Now coming to the artificial intelligence, how it is applied. So the moment we talk about artificial intelligence, we talk about a driverless car, or you talk about IBM Watson or the Alexa, or all those fancy things. But when it comes to industry, you take in oil and gas, you take a manufacturing, you take banking or retail. It's many of those use cases may not be so fancy, but it's all game changers. Okay, so we do a lot of artificial intelligence solution, machine learning solutions for the bank. It may not be so fancy like a driverless car, but it's a game changing. It totally totally changes the way a conventional bank is operating. It expands the domain of a bank. It expands the business, and it changes the customer experience and all those things. So I'm just taking an example of banking. So same way for retail or for insurance or oil and gas manufacturing, any industry, the artificial intelligence has has the application, and there are so many use cases. Okay, so the question is, so let me ask a question. When you are getting into this artificial intelligence field, so there is a difference between a project or from a conventional software development project. So why is a medical doctor paid more than a medical representative? That's a question. Okay, so the answer is also already there, because you know the medical representatives, right? The guys who go and sell the medicine, the medicines to the medical stores and all. But a doctor, medical doctor, he understands the problem. He knows what to use, when to use, and where to use, right? So when you go with the data science, when you go with an artificial intelligence solution, it is exactly that's the role of a consultant. So if you are getting to this field and you work in a company, so you go to a company, you go to the customer, you understand there is a business problem, and then come up with a solution which will solve that particular problem. So in banking, that's exactly what we are doing. So we talk to the bank, the customers, the product teams, and the different business groups, and then they say, okay, I have a problem with my credit card business, or I have a problem with my home loan portfolio, or I have a problem in collection, or there is a risk of a lot of fraud happening. So how can you fix that? How can you predict that? How can you find an optimum way of reducing my cost or generating revenues? So that is the kind of problem statement which comes up, and then a data scientist is expected to understand the business. He need to understand how this business works, how the home loan or how a credit card business works. Somebody is applying for a credit card, and then you go through his credit rating, then identify, do all the KYC, and approve a credit card, and then do the transaction, the payment, the collection, the whole story, the whole life cycle of that business we need to understand. And then we should know what data is needed, where is the data available. So typically a data scientist is not going to have somebody who will give you a 100-page requirement document. So if you work in a software development project, most all of you who work in a software development project, we know that the moment there is a project, there is a requirement document, maybe 100-page document, which will say what should be the solution, and then you come up with an architecture, and then come up with a high-level design document, detailed design, and then there are so many modules which 100 people will sit and do the coding. But in a data science project, it is not that way. So most of the data science project, it will be done by one person. So in our team, each person work on different data science project. Each person work on a different project, and he talk to the business team, he talk to the product owner, and understand what is his problem, and understand. So listening that and the domain expertise, your industry expertise, all those things will help you. So now some of you have worked in the industry for 10 years, 15 years. So when you're trying to change to data science, the first question is, what will happen with my old experience, my industry experience, my domain expertise? Is that going to be useless? So my answer is, all your experience, it's all useful. Okay, so nothing is going to be wasted, nothing is useless, or you can all use all your industry expertise. Maybe you have expertise in banking or insurance or retail or manufacturing or any of the industry. That industry expertise, domain expertise, very much valuable. So for a data scientist, the first thing is you should understand the industry, understand the business, and then understand what is the data required and which data is needed, and then get that data, develop a model, come up with recommendations, come up with a solution, and then implement it. That's the whole life cycle. So this is what you're seeing is the data science project life cycle. So data science. So in a software development, you will have most of the projects. There are projects which has 10 people. Some projects have 100 people. There are big projects which you run for big companies will have 200 people, 300 people. These are all software development, and which will run for 1 year, 2 years. There are mega software projects which run for more than a year. And then you follow the waterfall methodology or agile methodology, big teams. But for data science, most of the projects will be, what we do is one person, in max 2 people, and then the project life cycle will be 4 weeks or 6 weeks. We deliver we conceptualize a data solution, and develop it, deliver it in 4 to 6 weeks. So that's all. And then we refine it. We get the feedback from the department. We get the feedback from the customer, understand more, collect more data, and refine the this is solution. So here there are two things. One is consulting. You need to consult. You understand the business, listen the problem statement, and then understand how the business is working, and then visualization and intuition. So there is a whole lot of conceptualizing, and there is nothing like a concrete project or solution or requirement. Somebody will say, okay, you develop so and so. If it is a software development project, people will tell you, okay, can you develop this solution? Can you develop this billing solution? Can you develop this manufacturing, supply chain, or a maintenance solution? Which everybody knows. But in a data science, there is nothing. There is no tangible requirement. There is no tangible solution. Somebody will tell you to do that. They will only give you a one-line problem statement, say that I have a problem with my business here. My credit card customers are going down. There is attrition. My customer or my revenue is going down. That's all. It's a one-line statement. So then you need to understand the business. You need to visualize. So there is a whole lot of visualization, intuition from your experience, from your expertise. You need to. It's like a doctor diagnosing a disease. So there is a whole lot of experience and intuition involved here. Okay, I'll take a break. 1 minute, and we are running short of time, so I will ask for a question. So any questions on this?
My suggestion, you run it, Matthew. We will just take a Q&A in the last, because
Okay,
there are queries I have.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Fine. Okay. So this is one typical story I wanted to talk about, which we are doing. So for the Philippines, we have done this bank. So we have a story where the bank started as a 100% digital bank 9 months back, and with the power of data science, we have acquired 1.4 million customers. So we work with the CEO of the bank, and then they have 0 branches. There is no branch. It's only digital, 100% digital. And then we have the data. So we acquired through a partner. We got the data. Then we developed many data science solution in identifying the income, predict the income of those customers, and then identify who has potential to save, who has the potential to take wealth products. And then with applying all these data science solutions, we are grown to 1.4 million customers within 10 months. Now that's the power of data science. That's the power of artificial intelligence. Right? So just a success story. And then in taking in a bank, so if you go to the customer, a conventional bank, we know that it's a standard project, standard service which you get. You get you can save your money, you get your salary or your income into your bank account. Then you can save, you can do fixed deposit, you can save your money in the bank, and when you want, you can go to ATM and withdraw the money. And then another thing is the bank gives is if you want to take loan for home loan or car loan or any other loan for business, you can get that. That's it. And to do that, you apply for a loan, then you have a whole lot of documentation needed. It may take, so you apply for a home loan, it may take 1 month, 2 months to get the approval. But with the power of the data science, we give approval within 1 minute. And then the banking, we changed, we expanded the banking, how the bank operates. So with the data science, we personalize. Based on the demographics, based on the customer profile, we give personalized services. So if I am a rich person, if I have money in my bank, even if the bank, if my money is not in this particular bank, we develop the solution which will predict my net worth, which will predict how much money I have, and what are my interests, what are my purchase behavior, what are my interest in savings. Do I save money, invest money in property, or do I invest money in shares, or mutual trust, or do I invest money in any other areas, or so all these. With the science of data science, we have developed models which will identify, which will predict the customers, and then we give personalized services. So if I go to a bank and if I have money, I get a different set of services. I get a different interest rate. I get a different product service, and the next second person goes, he will get a different set of service. So that's the kind of real-time and personalized services which we give, which is all provided by the data science. And then we have developed this digital mobile app, which gives a real-time recommendation based on my behavior. So if I travel from Indiranagar to Koramangala, I get in my bank app, mobile app, I'll get recommendation based on my purchase behavior, based on my propensity, based on my interest. So if I'm interested in buying fashion goods, now if I have the history of buying fashion, I come from in Koramangala to Indiranagar, and based on my location of my mobile, based on Google geofencing, we give a recommendation on the we have tie-ups with all the merchants, you know. So the merchants are giving some offer, some discount. So the moment I come from Koramangala to Indiranagar, I'll get a recommendation and a notification saying that there is a fashion store in Indiranagar 100 feet road, which is just 500 meters away from me, where they are giving me 20% offer. Or if I'm interested in dining food, so there will be offers based on my propensity, based on my interest. I'll get the recommendation for the restaurants which are giving offers, or there are some movie halls which are giving offers, or which are the movies going. So all these are now part of the banking. So our earlier conventional understanding about bank, we have totally rewritten. So the bank concept of a bank is totally changed. So earlier it was just a place, bank is just a place for you to save the money and take loans. That's it. Now it's a bank. Bank is just your financial partner. Whatever you do with your money, bank is there. He is recommending you. He is telling you. So the bank knows you better than you know about yourself. Now that's a philosophy which we are developing now. So you want to buy a car, the bank will give you the recommendation based on your financial history, based on your income, based on your financial liabilities. The bank will tell you this is the best car which is for you, and these are the dealers which are giving you the best deal. And if you are going for a mortgage, if you are going to buy a property, the bank will tell you. So we have all your data based on your analytics. We look at your past history, we look at your income. What's your monthly income, what's your current loans going on, what are your liabilities. So based on that, we will give you, out of the thousands of properties available in the market, we will recommend you the best property which is suiting your budget and which is suiting your interest and your locality. So that's a kind of real-time recommendation based on your customer propensity and the location which we are giving. So this is the power of artificial intelligence. So based on where you are, based on all your financial needs, I'm just taking from a banking point of view. So all your financial needs, your investment, your loan requirements, your children's study, your future plans, savings, everything, we will tell you. So as a bank, I will give you a recommendation and I will tell you. So you as a customer, you can totally rely on me. So in the earlier scenario, a conventional bank, what they will do is they will just send you campaigns, right? They will just send you emails every day saying, and they will call you, the call center guys, you are in the middle of an important meeting. The call center guy will call you and ask, do you need a personal loan, right? Or they will ask you, do you need a home loan, or do you want to invest? So you may be broke and you may be totally no money, and that is when they will ask you to invest. And when you want to invest, and that's when they will ask you for a home loan, because they have no clue who you are as a customer. The bank today, the bank doesn't know about the customer. That's why they are spamming you. They will send you email, they will send you SMS, they will call you at the odd time. But we develop solutions based on your propensity, based on what you want to buy, what is best for you, and then we will through the right channel. What is the best time you can approach? What's the best time we can send you email? Which do you prefer? Which channel? Do you prefer SMS? Do you prefer a call? Do you prefer email, or do you prefer a notification on your mobile app? That's a channel. So all these things, based on after analyzing your behavior, after analyzing your propensity, your demographics, we will find the best thing for you, and then we will approach you. We will not spam you. So that's a change of the from a conventional bank to a bank which is powered by artificial intelligence, right? So so this is, I'm just sharing what we are, the crux of the matter, what we are doing. So we have totally rewritten the way a bank is operating. So you go to any industry, this is what a artificial intelligence can do. Now it's all about the data, and then how you, utilize that data to redefine and change the game altogether, right? Now we'll come to, now since we are running out short of time, so these are the career options. Now I was talking about the data science and the power of artificial intelligence. Now we all want to jump into that and start somewhere. So what are the career options, right? So the data scientist, you can be visualization engineer, you can be a big data engineer or architect, and then people who have say somebody who has done some project management for 10 years and 15 years in the project management field. Now, is that experience going to be wasted? No. The answer is no. No, because you work in the data science, you have 100 people or 50 people working in the team. You will need the people management skill. You will need the project management skill. So all those project manager role will be there. There are chief data officer, chief analytics officer. You head the data science lab. You need all these skill. Right. So these are the different roles which are available in the market. So if you are a junior person, you can start with definitely data scientist or a data engineer or a data visualization engineer. And people with more experience, you can look for project manager, delivery manager, or chief data officer. So if you are coming with I'll tell you one of my friend. She was in a bank. She was a vice president director in a bank with about 15-year experience, and then she did not have any experience in the data science. So then she has done a course in data science. Now she is a chief operating officer in one of the fintech company. Because with her industry experience and now the additional data science technology experience, now she is placed in a top position as a CEO. Okay, so these are all the different career options. Now coming to the steps. How do I start? So this is the question we will be asking. Now we discussed about the power of data science, the potential of artificial intelligence, and now where to start. So the first thing is we discussed about the road. So you, based on your experience and your skills, choose the right road. What is that I want to be? Am I going to be a data engineer? Am I going to be a data scientist, or am I going to be a data visualization engineer, or am I going to be a project manager or a CDO? Based on that skill. Then take a course. So probably you can do a course. You study it on your own, or you join a course, a post graduation, or maybe you'll have to invest there, right? If you look at some of the courses available in the market, the IIMs and IITs and all giving around more than 5 lakhs. So it's worth to do a course and complete it. Otherwise, you choose a tool, language, and stick to it. You can learn Python or R, any of that. The next thing is join peer groups. So there are many online groups are there. You can join there, and so you will know what is happening there, the latest things. Focus on practical applications and not just the theory. So you study the theory, and then it's a chicken egg situation, because if you go for an interview to a company, they will ask for experience. But how are you going to get an experience without somebody giving you a job? So it's a chicken egg situation. But so there are many ways where you can do projects, and on Kaggle, or as part of your course, you can do some capstone projects. So all those things we can try out. Then follow the right resources, improve your communication skills. As I said, unlike the typical software development where you are working a part of the 100-member team, you don't need to communicate to the customer. But in a data science project, most of the cases, 99% of the time, you will have to speak to the customer directly, because you will be a one-man army, one-man team. You are doing a project on your own. You will have to speak to the customer, understand. So improve your communication skills there. Networking, very important. Build your profile. So build your LinkedIn profile and put all your experience there, and then try to do some projects. Try to get some capstone projects, or with any of the options. You can try that, and then attend meetups and events, conferences, all those things. So there are plenty of resources available online which we can try out all that. So these are some of the steps we can start. We can do one by one, so that to start the career into data science. Okay, so it's not going to be so somebody with 10 year experience, 15 years experience, switching, it's not going to be easy, but it's not a difficult task, right? So that's the career path, or that's the steps which we need to look in. So the question will be, for especially for the people with more experience, the question will be, what do I do with my non-data science experience? Say you are a project manager for 10 years with 10-year experience or 15-year experience, what will I do that? It's useful. So the project management experience is useful. So you should package that. People management definitely needed. So you work in a team, you have 20 people, 30 people in the team. Definitely you need to know the people management. Industry and domain experience, it's very much needed. So you have experience in banking or financial services, insurance, or retail, or manufacturing, oil and gas, or name any industry experience. It's very valuable. So don't think that your waste experience of non-data science experience is useless. Don't think that. It's all useful. Only thing is you need to package it and present it as a how it will help it there. So the functional knowledge very much needed. As I said, this data scientist role will be an industry consulting role. So you should know if you have any prior consulting experience, it's very much useful. So add on top of that, your domain expertise, functional expertise, and a consulting experience. On top of that, you learn the data science and add your technical skills, and then you become a end-to-end consultant, right? So all your existing business analyst experience, your client management experience, testing experience, all those experience you take it, then add the data science experience, add the technology knowledge, all that, and then you become a consultant, right? Then you can easily transition to the data science field. Okay, and then all the testing, data security. We work in the banking project. So data security, we should have very good knowledge. You should have the knowledge of cloud, because we work many things on the cloud, AWS. All those things are non-data science, but it is still needed. So especially since if you are looking for a senior position, you should have the horizontal wide experience. As people with say below 5 experience, you can have focused deeper experience in the data science. But as you grow more into the senior position, you are expected to have wider experience in the IT, infrastructure, cloud, security, data security, and then the domain industry experience. All the wider experience you should have that. All the experience which you have in the non-data science field, all those things will be still useful. So the only thing is you need to package everything and add the technology, data science, technical knowledge on top of that, so that it becomes seamless, right? Then some of the best online courses for data science. So I saw Manjula yesterday shared me some of these questions you guys asked. So where to start? So there are many online courses available. I will send it to you. I will send it to Manjula, or if you can. So I will share all this with you. So these are some of the online courses which are available. So first one is Coursera, machine learning course. It's very useful thing. Then second is deep learning course. This also it's very good. You can go through that. Then all these courses which are available, it's free, available in the internet. You can go one by one and study them. You need to spend time. So since once you decide to get into the data science, you need to next 1 year you need to focus and thoroughly study that. It's very important. Even if you are a 15 year experience with non-data science experience, So you study this, and then all your previous experience will be useful, provided you have this knowledge acquired. Okay. Then these are the courses which you can take on the statistics. Very good one. So you should have the understanding of the statistics as well. Okay, so it's almost 40 minutes. So I'm done now. Any questions?
Thank you, Matthew. It was really nice. Sorry to just rush you. I know you have a long session, and we just made you to do a short session. Thank you so much on that. So thank you to do that. But the couple of questions where, on behalf of the audience, I would like to understand from you would be, so one thing we have iterated is the project is a main criteria for them to gain the practical experience after the training. So how do they go about to explore the project opportunities? Is there a guidance where you can share something about it?
Yeah, so one is it's a little difficult to get started. So there are companies who allow internships. Even in Bangalore, I know there are many companies who don't look at the salary part at least for 1 year or 2 years. So there are companies. So first thing is you do a course, you acquire the theoretical knowledge. You go through, either you join a course or you invest some money in a course. It still works. Or you study online on your own, acquire that, then look around for a capstone project. There are companies who these courses, some of these courses, they come up with a 3 months capstone project, especially the IIT, IIIT or IIMs, all these courses, they give a capstone project. That's one way to do that. If you're doing it on your own, learning your own, you can approach companies and ask for a project which will be short-term. Again, don't look for salary money part. And then other option is Kaggle. There are projects available which you can do that. So it's not an easy thing because the starting is difficult, but if you try, there are ways we can do that.
Perfect. So just to add your along with your point, Matthew. So Team Rover is just looking for a project connect with us. We have a good mentor panel with us, like Matthew. We have Sanjay from IBM, who's a data scientist, and people are supporting women to just help you guys to move forward. So I've also just noted down the email ID for you. Drop a note after the session to coach@hersecondinningsc.com. We will have a career guidance session and then see where you actually need a support. Is it for a training or is it for a project? Is it for a job? We will just come back to you. Thanks for listening. There is other 2 queries are coming. Matthew, you can just pick it up.
Yeah, let me read that.
Okay. You want me to read? I'll help you that. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you explain the difference and similarities between the data science and data analytics, big data? That's a question from Vidya.
Okay. So there are different terms which say, people say data science and artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analysis, all this. So data science is it's a wider umbrella. So whatever you do with the data science, data, it's a data science. Okay, then that artificial intelligence is a part of that. Machine learning, it's advanced part of it. Data analysis is more of a visualization and then the business intelligence, right? It's not futuristic. So data, so that's where the difference is. So most of this predictive analytics and all comes in the artificial intelligence, and then the advanced machine learning, our neural networks, all those things are part of which will come into the artificial intelligence. But if you do in a data science course, all this usually it's covered.
Okay, perfect. So the next one is from Shaili. So artificial intelligence and data science is same thing, or data science is part of AI. Can you tell me more about ML, how it is different from R and Python?
Yeah, so data science is the wider umbrella of all these. Together we call data science. Okay, so artificial intelligence is there. So all these linear regression, logistic regression. So all those models which we do to predict what is happening in the future. Then machine learning is and the neural networks which are advanced, where you will have you deploy neural networks for prediction, all those things. So data science is the science which covers all this together. So artificial intelligence is a subset of that. Machine learning is a subset of that.
Perfect, Matthew. So the other one is AI versus ML versus DL. What kind of experience or a knowledge do you need to get into any of these three? This is from Namrata.
Yeah, so this is, see, typically these are all statistics. Okay, so even if you don't have statistics knowledge, you can acquire that. So I shared that link for the statistics. So all this model, what we are talking about, the internal algorithms are all statistics. Okay, so these are all talking about probability. So you have so and so data with you. With this data, historically this is what happened, and then based on that data you come up with a model which will predict the probability of this happening in future. So if you give you an example, the meteorological department is predicting the weather forecasting is based on the historical data. They will say, okay, there is a probability of rain happening in Indiranagar from this time to this time. So it's all history, it's a probability. Same way, all this prediction, say you take the Uber or Ola, they predict the traffic, right? So they look and then they predict the time to reach your destination. So that also is based on the historical data. So it's all probability. So if you get into the underlying algorithm, these are all statistics. Okay, so some knowledge on statistics is always good. If you don't have, these courses will help you to understand the statistics. And then programming, Python and R. Python is very popular, and you can study Python, and R also you can study. And then we should have some understanding on the big data platform, Hadoop and SAS. All those we can learn, and the different building blocks on the Hadoop, the Scala or the MapReduce, all those things, the architecture, and then the different building blocks on the Hadoop. All those courses are available. We can learn all that.
Sure. So the other one is from Rohini, which is a simplified one, though it is tough to answer. How much of the study is enough to get into the data science as a beginner?
Yeah, this is a difficult question. Okay, so especially if you are junior, I would suggest people with 1 or 2 year experience. I think nobody is there in this group. So for such people, I would say there are many postgraduate courses available. You do a 2 year or 1 year course, classroom course. Even for seniors also, it's worth, because how much is enough is something which we will come to know only when we attend an interview, right? So because the moment if you look at into the Naukri or any of the job portal for data science, everyone is asking for a PhD, but the reality, the PhD is not really needed there. So people will ask for that, but when you go for an interview, people they will get a job without PhD also. So it's not an answer where we can say this much knowledge is enough or not. But to study, it's always you should study big data, study Python, R, and the machine learning, deep learning, neural networks. All those we should study. And then how deep we need to study, again, you always, after you finish this much study, go for interviews, and then we will come to know whether it's enough or not. So there is nothing like we can say, okay, this much is enough, you get a job. So you go for interviews, fail there. So don't feel bad in failing interviews. Go for interviews, fail once, twice, thrice, and then you will know what need to be studied. Okay, so don't wait for your study to complete. So you finish 60% of the 70% of the study, then start applying, go for interviews, get beaten up there. Then you will know what they're asking, and then you can study that. So you fail 2-3 times, then you will know what the industry is looking for. Then you can focus that and study more. So there is nothing like minimum knowledge needed. So it all depends on company to company. Some people might ask for in the interview, they may ask you deeper and deeper. So how good you can perform there, you will come to know that when you go for interview and fail there.
So probably another thought would be, Matthew, where you have just listed the JDs, the kind of profiles they can get into that. For example, if the person who doesn't have any experience wanted to start a entry level, then the data science entry person can just spend a 6 months to 1 year course and then find, as you rightly said, just attend the job interview and then get to know about it. But whereas you have also given the case study where one of your friend was a senior person and then joined the course and then she is just heading towards about that. So the person, because we have a various, a different audience over here, they can choose based on their prior experience what kind of a role will suit, and based on that they should go and suggest themselves what courses and the duration, etc. Thank you.
Right. So another thing is, see, these 1-year courses are good. So another thing is, if you are already working in an IT industry in a non-data science project, so you do 1-year course or 2-year course, and then internally you can move it into a data science. That will be the best thing to do.
Right. That's
right. So if you are working in big companies like TCS or Infosys, you are working in a .NET project or in a Java project or some AMS project, and you do a 1-year course or 2-year data science course. With that course, you can approach your management and get into a data science team. That's the best thing to happen.
Right. Okay. So there's another question. So if you're not comfortable, I'll step into that. Can RPA be integrated with ML and AI?
Yeah, RPA is different, but I'm not much explored into RPA. How we can, it's an RPA is driven by AI and ML, but I'm not an authority on RPA to answer that.
Yeah, just to answer that question, the answer is yes. As we said, there is also the API interfaces available for in the RPA to bring the AI and ML components over there. That can be just done over there, Anita. That's the answer for Anita. So there's a question from Nivedita. Can you please share the links given in the presentation? The presentation itself, we will share it. Once I just done it, I'll take it from Matthew, and all the members, whoever has just attended, they would be just getting it over there. And any recommendation for the 1-year, 2-year PG courses to take up? Matthew, that's for you.
There are many courses. I don't want to recommend any particular course. There are many courses available in the market. IIMs are doing, IITs have good courses. It's pretty costly, but it's worth to invest. IIIT has good course. Then there are many other private players also. So I don't want to recommend one particular course. But there are plenty available in the market.
I agree. So there is one more query. Aren't many short courses in Udemy and Coursera is effective? After having worked for 2 decades, I have no inclination to do a master's degree.
Yeah, these Coursera courses, the links which I shared is all good. So you can study it. The only thing is you should know the sequence in which you should study. And then we should have the dedication to do that one after the other. So if you have that, it's good. So Coursera courses are there. The links which I will share, I shown in the deck, I will share with you. Then University of Stanford, there are many courses online which is free available in the YouTube. So,
yeah. So when you get the links, we will also share our links where we normally give the free resources links to everybody, which is MIT courses and others are all free. So go ahead and try the free courses. The only thing is the free courses will not give you a commitment for you, as well as they also will not be dedicated to just bring it to the project level, etc. So just look at your time commitment and your self-discipline to just do these courses to start with. Once you like it, then as Matthew said, it is really a good investment for you wherever it is, whether it's IIT, IIM, it doesn't matter. Just spend yourself. So that this is the trending technology which will just bring you a career for next couple of good years where you can just need not worry about that. So that's where it is. And Matthew, thank you so much. I don't know how do I just thank for the time you have just spent across for our community to just bring that. And if required, based on the queries, we will also just come back and then ask for a little longer session to just bring more insights for our community. Thank you so much, and looking forward to connect you again. Thank you so much, Matthew.
Yeah. Thanks all of you for joining. So my contact details are here. So feel free to contact me. So I'll be happy to share any information I have, and I'll be happy to help you in any ways.
Perfect. Also, all the members who are looking for career insights on the data science, AI, or ML. So we have Matthew, we have other members. We can just really help you, but just complete your registration and connect with us, and you will just get to know about our next steps over there. Thank you very much, and have a good day to all. Thanks, Matthew. Have a good day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.